What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming back and joining me on the Tom Gronkowski Show. My name is Ruth the Truth, and we are on episode 12 of the Tom Gronkowski Show, brought to you by the Sports Fan Base Network, Rhode Island. If you are unable to catch us live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, wherever you're at, you can catch us on YouTube as well as the Facebook page. Just make sure to look us up on Anchor as well and Spotify. So, we got a lot to unfold tonight because we had a disgraceful Sunday night football game against our rivals, the New Orlean Saints. Now, this show is called the Tom Gronkowski Show because we cover the move that Tom Brady made, as well as Rob Gronkowski, from the Beantown to the Bay. So without further ado, I'm going to bring our host in, Coach Jay Morgan.
All right, here we go.
What to do, Coach?
How you doing?
I'm good. I mean, I know I'm doing a lot better than a lot of these Bucs fans are, as well as these Tom Brady fans, because I mean, what else can we say other than Sunday night was just a big disappointment? I mean, this is a Sunday night football game, so it's a primetime game. It's limelight, everybody's watching, and it was I want to say around the third quarter, I contemplated just turning the game off because I wasn't seeing any momentum going. I'm sorry, DK, the Patriots. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers struggled to get a first down. It seemed like in the first quarter, especially, Tom Brady struggled to connect with his offensive players, which is really shocking because when you have that much weapon power, when you have that much gunpowder, you just got to pull the trigger, and it just didn't seem to connect for the Bucs on Sunday. Coach Jay, I'm going to swing this to you. Give me a quick overview of what you were feeling, what you were thinking while you watched Sunday Night Football this past Sunday.
All right, here we go. I'm going to start it out.
No mercy.
What is going on? What is going on? Is this real? What's happening?
Yo.
So you mean to tell me the night when I clown the Saints and say they're going to be the Aints, you mean to tell me they do what I said? They decided to show up and play because this is an important game, so now they have to show up.
Right.
The Bucs, I don't know what they were doing. I was like, I don't know if it was just the game was just over. It was overwhelming to them, or I don't know. I don't know, because they was just. I mean, they couldn't get a first down until basically like second quarter.
Yeah.
I just didn't understand what was not clicking. Defensive wise, we'll say this: they was not doing what they did with Aaron Rodgers. No, they wasn't. They wasn't. It looked like there was many times when I seen defensive backs looking around at each other, and everybody knows that look when somebody gets scored on, you start looking around like who man, you supposed to get him? No,
right.
No, you get him. No, come on now, we've been doing this for weeks. You know what to do.
Right. For the first couple weeks of the season, a lot of people were like, this is a new offense. This is a new coach. This is a new division. This is a lot of new for Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski. And so for the first couple weeks, we kind of gave them that bypass. Now that we're coming to, obviously week 9 is in the books. What is the excuse for them now? What do we say now? How do we explain the disbelief that happened on Sunday? Like what is running through your mind, Coach?
That next team gonna have to pay for it.
Do you think the Saints just wanted it more?
It seemed like they did. Like I always say, the Saints choose when they want to play. That night they was playing. They played like the Saints that everybody is used to seeing before they turn into the Saints that everybody don't want to see, who's just choosing when they want to play. They showed up. They was ready to go. They know that this was a very important game. I'm sure Sean Payton had preached this all week. This is a very important game. We cannot blow this game because now they beat the Bucs twice. So if it comes down to a tie toward the end of the season, the Saints automatically get the victor of it.
Right. Yeah, the Bucs seem to have put themselves in a sticky situation, getting swept by their division rivals. Now, for Tom Brady's sake, for his 20-plus year career in the NFL, this is his first time he's ever been swept by a single division rival twice in one season. It's the first time. First time ever. The last time Tom Brady lost 2 division games was back in 2012 when he was still with the New England Patriots, obviously. But him and Bill Belichick lost to the Dolphins, and they lost to the Buffalo Bills, which costed them greatly. But they still went on to win the Super Bowl that year.
Yes.
So that brings me to my next question, Coach. Is this a big deal? Because could they turn this around, regardless of them being swept by Drew Brees and the Saints?
All they got to do is win out and just don't show up like when you want to. Just play ball the way you've been playing these last games before these last 2 games, the ones before the last 2.
Yeah, like I at first I'm like, okay, that Giants game, total hiccup. You know, we were playing at MetLife Stadium. It was cold. It was breezy. You know, total hiccup. But then you're gonna come the following week when you know it's probably the biggest game of the season.
Yeah.
Biggest game of the season, hands down. These are your division rivals, and you guys are neck and neck. And now they're above you by a whole game. So what do they do now? What is the next move?
Finish.
As you alluded to before, they're going to be facing the Carolina Panthers this coming Sunday, and I feel like they're going to open up a can of worms.
Oh yeah,
because they got a lot to prove. I know that the media has been giving them a lot of backlash.
Oh yeah,
and I hope Bruce Arians, the head coach of the Tampa Bay, has been putting in the work this week in practice.
They have to.
Full on pad practice, no walkthroughs.
Oh, you know what to do.
You know what to do.
Hit. What we gonna do? We're gonna be hitting. Then what we gonna do after that? We're gonna hit some more. Then we're gonna hit again. Come on now, you're a Cowboys fan. You should know that guy. That was y'all guy. What's the middle linebacker? I don't think it was Sean Lee. I think it was another guy. But he'll be like, he'll warm up. He's like, first we're gonna hit him, yeah. Then we're gonna hit him again, yeah. Then we're gonna hit him some more, yeah.
Yeah, with Sean Lee. So so Sunday Night Football ended in defeat for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 38-3. So that means they couldn't even find the end zone in this whole 3.5 hour game.
That means
couldn't find the end zone.
Couldn't see it.
I'm in disbelief. I don't want to believe it, Coach. I mean, we added Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
We already had Chris Godwin. We have Mike Evans. 2 of the top those 3 receivers I've just named are in the top 15 wide receivers in the whole NFL. Oh, I forgot to mention one more. Rob Gronkowski. How could I forget? So Rob Gronkowski, Antonio Brown, and Mike Evans, excluding Chris Godwin from this conversation, but those 3 individuals are the top 3 receiving position wide receiver tight ends in the league. So how do we not find the end zone? I'm baffled. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, the Saints have the defense, blah, blah, blah. Understood. I understand the Saints have a great defense, and they showed up on Sunday. But you could have a great defense, but when you have all those weapons, you should at least be able to put some points on the board. Yes. We had to settle for a field goal late in the 4th quarter, and a lot of people recognized the kicker, or I'm sorry, the punter kicker. Yeah, everybody recognized the kicker after he made the field goal. He put his hand up in the air, and everybody's like, what is he being thankful for? That's 3 points. The Saints are up 38-3. What is he happy about?
He was happy that he made the kick.
Right. He's happy about at least they didn't. I mean, at least it wasn't a blowout. I mean, I still consider that a blowout, but.
No, a blowout is if you did not score any points.
Okay. So it was almost a blowout.
An execution. An execution.
No mercy. All right. Well, we're going to take our first quick break. Stick with us if you're watching on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever you're at. We appreciate you being here for episode 12 of the Tom Gronkowski Show, brought to you by the Sports Fan Base, Rhode Island. We will be back in just a moment. Check out Play Like a Girl. Going into the Sunday night matchup, Tom Brady, the GOAT, greatest of all time, nobody can disagree. They were going head and head against Drew Brees with this all-time passing touchdowns. Now, they went into this game, Drew Brees was at 560, and Tom Brady was up by 1 with 561. And he stopped.
Yeah.
He's still at 561, and Drew Brees threw for 4 touchdowns. 4. Brady, do you see this? 4. He did it to you in your home field. Okay. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, and Drew Brees is still in first place for the most passing touchdowns. Now, do we give Tom Brady a pass? Like what he was compared to Drew Brees. I mean, for the longest time, these guys are going neck and neck. Where does that conversation leave you now for who's the better quarterback or who has the better team after Sunday night's performance?
After Sunday night, I mean, Drew, he's got the upper hand right now. I mean, that's just facts right there. Now, in my personal opinion, I think that based on how I've seen the Saints play throughout the season, it's going to be some lame team that should not even be playing with them. They're going to let them play with them, and then they're going to slip up and lose another game. Tom Brady, this right here was a punch in the face to them. This is not going to make them do that stuff ever again. They're going to take the rest of these games seriously because they know that you might have to see, hear me, Bucs, you might have to see those guys again in playoffs.
Yeah.
And since they hold the upper hand, that means you're going to be in New Orleans.
So on week 1, they faced New Orleans in New Orleans.
Yep.
And they lost by, I think it was only 1 touchdown, if I'm not mistaken. It was 23-33. I got to double check on that score. But, I mean, we were able to rally back at least and stay a contender in the game. Now, off rip this Sunday Night Football, Tom Brady back was unsuccessful in getting a first down. In getting a first down. Coach, when did you say they got their first down of the game?
Second quarter.
How? Coach, how does that happen? I'm sorry, you have Antonio Brown, you have Chris Godwin, you got Mike Evans, you got Scotty Miller, you got Shady McCoy, you got Leonard Fournette, the list goes on and on. You got your key tight end, Rob Gronkowski, sitting right beside you. So how were they unable to at least complete a first down until the second quarter? Like, is the Saints defense really that good? No. Or were we just not playing to our Bucs potential?
Oh, no. The Saints, their defense is all right. They are not that good. They blow so many coverages. I expect to see the Saints blow at least one coverage at least one time a game. I know it's going to come. I'm not sure if they blew any coverages this game, but I know that the other team that they was playing against blew some coverages and acting like they don't know where to go. You got 3 guys coming down looking at the flats at Kamara when you got a wide receiver that just ran deep right past all y'all. Mm-hmm. Why are all 3 of y'all looking at a receiver that's in the flats? 3 of y'all. And they came out, they had trips to the right side, and they had Kamara. He was lined up on the same side. So basically, if I'm calling the strength, I'm gonna call the strength to that side because it's 4 receivers basically. You got 4 receivers. They have 3 on the line. They got Kamara in the back on that side. They snap the ball. You got the slot. He goes into the flat. The other 2, they flood out. One of them gonna go deep. The other one's gonna go deep or go in the middle somewhere because basically it's supposed to be a decoy. But 3 defenders went down on just the one Saints guy. 3 of them. I mean, it ain't like they didn't see each other. And you turn around, the guys in the end zone tiptoeing in there laughing. It's a game.
Yeah, Taquan Smith had a beautiful touchdown in the first quarter, and that seemed to really keep the momentum from them. And then Tom Brady throwing 3 picks. 3?
Now, that comes to the offensive line once again. O-line, y'all are killing me. I don't understand what is wrong with the offensive line coach. He should be embarrassed because you're supposed to be a reflection of him. My offensive line knows way better than that. You will punish people, and you will keep punishing people until the end of the game, period, point blank. If you are sitting there being lazy, I sit you down. I don't understand why NFL coaches don't do this. If I see you getting killed, you are going to sit down, period. I don't care. I get paid this much money this year. I don't care. Sit down. I'm trying to win this game. You're supposed to be focused on being 1-0 every week. For the past couple of weeks, I've seen the offensive line doing the same thing. I don't understand if we just, after we won those other big games against Aaron Rodgers and all them, we just saying, oh, hey, we good. We all right now. Hey, man, we're 5 and what were we? 5? Have we won 5 or 6? I think we won 6.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're 6-3 right now, correct?
6-3. We're second in the NFC South, and obviously in first place we have the New Orlean Saints, who are 6-3 as well.
Yes, yeah, because they was 5.
Yeah, because they had their bye week already. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
we don't have our bye week until they're 6-2, 6-2, first in the NFC South. Yeah,
so we can't afford to be over here playing around anymore. That offensive line, y'all got to get it going. If you do, it starts up front. If you can't protect that man or move people around, then you're not going to be able to run the ball. You're going to get Tom killed, and he's going to keep throwing picks because he can't even sit back in the pocket. There was a couple of times you gave Tom, some time, but when you get a quarterback rattled up, he don't really trust you. If I'm a quarterback and you ain't got me hit for the whole first quarter, when we get the second quarter, you can give me 10 seconds, and I'm still not going to believe it. I'm going to be like, dang, for real? I can't believe this. Somebody's coming. I got to hurry and get rid of it. Quarterback don't believe in you now.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Brady was sacked 3 times, and I'm glad that you brought up the running game because that is something I wanted to bring up, and we're going to talk about it right now. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers has broken the record for having the least attempts on a running play since I believe it was 2012.
Yeah.
They broke the record. They only ran the ball or attempted to run the ball 5 times throughout the whole entire 3.5 hour, 4 hour game.
Yeah.
3 times. Or I'm sorry, 5 times. They ran the ball 5 times. Alvin Kamara carried the ball 9 times for 40 yards and 1 touchdown for the Saints. Ronald Jones had the most rushing yards for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He had 3 carries for 9 yards, averaging 3 yards a carry and 0 touchdowns with 0 fumbles.
That's called also getting out-coached because Aaron them knows better than to come, especially against the Saints, because the Saints, they ran the ball.
Yeah.
And they threw the ball, but they ran the ball because the Saints was playing regular football. You run the ball, you set the tone. You got to make sure you have defense. You run the ball. Then when they start sinking in on the run, you start throwing it over the top, letting it rain. Make it rain now. Boom, boom, boom. We just come out and we think, we got Tom, so we just going to come out and throw it 100 times. No, that does not work with anybody. Even Peyton Manning switching to a run.
But once you get behind as far as they did, because I believe by halftime they were already down by 2 touchdowns. It could be even more. I want to double check. Yeah. So wow. So by the end of the second half, they scored 14 points in the first quarter, and then they scored 17 points in the second quarter.
Yeah.
So do the math. They were up by 31 at the half.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was 31.
So do you think at that point it should be lights out, as in you throw the ball, Tom Brady, you throw the ball as much as you can because we are behind. We don't have time to run the ball and get yard by yard. No, you need to throw deep. You need to connect with your receivers. You need to hit 10-yard passes and get us back in this game. You disagree, Coach? Why?
Because even when Tom Brady was down those times when he was with Bill Belichick, they still ran the ball. Because them runners, they break sometimes. And on top of that, you're not making yourself one-dimensional. When you tell me that you're going to sit back and pass the ball on me the entire time now, all right, I'm going to send blitzes and now I'm going to mix up coverages now because I know you have to hurry up and get rid of it. I know the game plan. I ain't gotta say, hey fellas, watch out for the draw. Hey, watch out for the dive. No, they passing. Everybody just drop back. You guys, I'm gonna send you guys up front. We're gonna do some twists and all that and try to get to the quarterback. Hey fellas, everybody get to the quarterback. Just get to him. You know they passing. When you're on defense, you get excited. That's why people get excited when they get the third down. They get so excited because they know if it's a long distance, like third and
15 or third and 10.
You know, there's only a couple things that they can do. One, the number one thing, pass. They have to, unless they just got a good runner like that. But still, you're third down and 21, 15. You're like, yeah, here we go. Hey, up front, hurry up, get to that quarterback. Hurry up, get to the quarterback. Get back there.
Apply pressure. And that's something that is something I expected from the Tampa Bay's defense, is to apply pressure to Drew Brees, because there's been a lot of talk that Drew Brees doesn't have the same arm that he's had before, and he doesn't have the arm strength, that it's not there. He proved everybody wrong that night, because Drew Brees was slinging the damn thing left and right, and it just didn't seem like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense was able to adjust, make the proper adjustments. Now, that I would say is coaching 100%. We're going to take a quick second break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the coaching staff and what needs to be improved in the Tampa Bay area. We'll be right back. Listen to Evil Empire. And welcome back to episode 12 of the Tom Gronkowski Show, brought to you by the SFBNRI.com. If you do not catch us live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you're at, just make sure to look us up on Facebook, on the Ocean Athletics page, as well as our YouTube page for the sports fan base, Rhode Island. Coach, Todd Boyles, defensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, did not seem to make the proper adjustments to contain Drew Brees in that offense. What did you see wrong with defense on Sunday night? Because, I mean, the Saints put up 38 points. They hung up 38 points on us.
Pass defense.
And most of that was unanswered.
Pass defense. Remember when we was watching that Raiders game?
Right.
And I said, hey, Bucs, yeah, they got them, but they need to fix that pass defense, because people are going to start looking at that and they're going to start attacking that. Well, the Giants, they did a little bit when they tried. Right. It's the Saints. It's Sean Payton. He looking at everything that you do. So, pass defense. Todd, come on, man. I thought you were going to mix it up. I told you to mix it up.
Right. I'm a little confused on what the game plan was between BA, Bruce Arians, the head coach, as well as Todd Boyles, because when you're coming up, when you're facing a division rival, it just seems like applied pressure seems to be the most appropriate thing. Blitz. Now, they were using a 4-man blitz in a zone defense on Sunday Night Football, and it wasn't working.
No.
Was not working. Drew Brees was hitting 10-yard passes. He was handing the ball off to Alvin Kamara. It just didn't seem like, Devin White and the defense really showed up.
No.
So what do they got to do different?
They got to start blitzing and mixing up coverages. Like, Todd, come on, Todd, man, you know better than this. This is Drew Brees. You treat him like you do Aaron Rodgers. You mix it up. You either show some and then bring it another way, or you act like you're not coming and then you bring one delayed. You don't sit back in coverage and just sitting back and get torched. I'm surprised Tom ain't tell you that, because Tom used to shred people up when he was with the Patriots by doing that. If you sit back in coverage and you want these 4 dudes to get to me and they can't get there, and you ain't even at least trying a stunt or nothing, you're just making us play straight backyard football, you're going to lose. Even in flag football, if you sit back there and you don't let the quarterback sit back there, you're going to get torched. You must apply pressure. I can't sit there and let Drew Brees just sit there and be on his pedestal. He got everything working.
No, it seemed like he had all the time in the world to make these connections. He
was back there having a barbecue, having a cookout, talking to his family, playing with his boys and everything else. They went to the beach. They saw fireworks. They did it all. They was out there like Stone Cold Steve Austin, just sitting back there chilling.
So, okay, so we had a great addition to our offense. We had Antonio Brown added to the offense, but not only was Antonio Brown joining the Bucs for the first time, but Michael Thomas for the New Orleans Saints, their star wide receiver, returned after being out for multiple weeks. I believe the last time he played a full game was when we faced him in week 1. He's been out with an injury. I believe it was an ankle injury, and then he was suspended for a game due to off-field situations of him, I guess, punching an O lineman in the face during practice, something like that. So who played to their best ability? Do you think Antonio Brown showed out? I mean, he had he had 4 catches for 41 yards. I don't know if you saw the play where one of the interceptions that Tom Brady threw seemed like it was a misconnection with Antonio Brown.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I seen that.
Did you think that was a Brady maybe misreading the play, or was Antonio Brown maybe caught short and Tom Brady maybe have thrown the ball where he was supposed to be?
To me, it looked like both of them weren't on the same page, honestly.
Right. Which is expected. You know, Antonio Brown has been out of the game. Antonio Brown has been out of the game since September of last year, and the last time he played was when he played with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick in New England. So this is a whole new scenario for them.
Oh, yeah.
How long do we give them time before we say, all right, gentlemen, if you're not producing, why are you here?
I say I give them next week, because for the simple fact is he lives at your house. Come on now. He lives at your house. If I'm Tom Brady and the receiver lives at my house, man, we're gonna be up all night.
In sync.
We're gonna be in sync. I should be able to throw the pass to you outside in the backyard in the dark with no light. You should at least you should know where it's gonna be at.
Right. They need to have more PJ popcorn parties between Tom Brady and Antonio Brown. So let's talk a little bit about Bruce Arians and his reaction after post-conference. It seemed like he was quick to throw Brady under the bus, because he did call out by name a few players on the offense. Coach, with you being a football coach, do you think it's terrible or terrific that Bruce Arians will call out players for their mistakes by name to the media? Do you think that's a good aspect, or do you think that's something that might cause friction or rub the players the wrong way?
That's ridiculous. I would never I wouldn't tell the media nothing. I just sit back and just give you what I'm supposed to give you. Hit you with a little bit of Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I don't get fined. You know, some stuff like that. Well, me calling out of a player, I ain't calling you out in front of no media, but we get in that locker room. I'm going to call you out in front of everybody in this locker room, though. Hey, get your mind right. When we get the film next week, I'm going to call you out again. When we out there on the field, I'm going to call you out again. Hell, we could have just won 2 games. I'm still going to call you out again and be like, remember this?
Right.
Remember when you did that? Mm-hmm. But I never sell you out to the media, and I expect the same respect. You better not sell me out to the media. Now, I ain't bogus, but hey, don't sell me out to the media. I wouldn't sell you out.
So how do you think that might be rubbing the Buccaneers right now, that Bruce Arians is so vocal on calling people out on their mistakes? Do you think that could possibly be causing some friction in the locker room? What do you think about what is your idea on that?
I don't think so, because they all know Bruce. They know how he is. Now, it might rub some people the wrong way, but the leaders in the locker room gonna be like, hey, look, we are here to win a Super Bowl. We ain't got time for the crap. Well, he said my name. Then don't mess up. Get it going. Don't mess up. Won't get your name said. If you do get your name said, to be something nice.
Right. Yeah, no, I could agree on that. I've never been a fan of coaches talking to the media when it comes to specifics.
Yeah.
Like I know the media has the tendency of being able to word questions like in a weird manner where you kind of feel like they're kind of like almost forcing it out of you to, you know, call players out. But I mean, Bruce Arians, I mean, he's been in the game for a long time. He's a well-respected coach. He was, you know, he coached alongside of Mike Tomlin, which is one of the greatest coach for Steelers coach. I mean, I never really see Mike Tomlin or Bill Belichick or Matt LaFleur or anybody for calling people out specific by name. I don't really think that's something that should be exploited out to the public like that. I feel like that's more of like a private manner. As you said, that's something that should be handled in the locker room.
Handled in the locker room. But Bill Belichick can't get nothing out of him anyway. He said the same thing. Well, we just got to,
on to Cincinnati.
You got to do this on to the next game. I'm like, Bill, why you mad? You about to be in the Super Bowl? Because I'm 4 weeks behind for the next year. You got me 4 weeks behind schedule. What? And then, they were like, Bill, smile, man. You just want a Super Bowl. Gonna smile. Yeah, we just got to make sure that we just come here and everybody just needs to just do their job, and we'll get it right there. Any other questions? What do you think on that last play? You think something was wrong with his shoulder? No, we just didn't execute it. It was actually a good play. We just didn't execute it. We'll fix it. We'll fix it for next week. Any other questions?
Right. Maybe Bruce Arians should have done a little bit more homework with the chemistry between Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, because I mean it worked out for 20 years.
Yeah.
So maybe he could take note and how their relationship, corresponded with, how they reacted with one another in the locker room, on the field, and off the field, because you got to have a great relationship with your head coach when you are the starting quarterback of a football team. I think that's very important.
Yes.
All right, when we come back, thank you everyone for hanging with us on the Sports Fan Base Network, Rhode Island. If you do not catch us live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, make sure to find us on Facebook or on YouTube. Just look up the Sports Fan Base Network. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have our segment with Coach Jay for him to do X's and O's to maybe give a little better of a game plan than what Bruce Arians and his name is slipping me right now.
Todd.
No, that's Todd Boyles is a defensive coordinator. I'm thinking about the offensive coordinator.
Oh, you talking about Leftwich?
Yes, Brian Leftwich. Yes. So Coach Jay will be back in just a moment to do the X's and O's and maybe give Brian Leftwich a little better of a game plan for next week's game against Carolina. Stay tuned.
To them boys that sat on them benches, man. I was in the game on 4th and inches. Coach put me in the game on 4th and inches, and I'ma lead them boys at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, I see them boys all behind me winless. I ain't Mario Williams, but I'm not defenseless. Wide receiver catching Hail Marys, I'm Christian. 5 and out, hot route, yeah, switch stick shift. Gone with the quickness, fast and instant. Cornerback safeties, I burn them like incense. On the field, I'm daddy, and the ball is my infant. I don't need so much of pork, but I'm in love with the pigskin. All I really know how to do is win. Super Bowl champ, Disney World, let the kids in. Hall of Fame Wayne, I'm putting my dibs in. Catch me in the game on 4th and inches.
The Empire.
I don't talk.
All right. Y'all already know when you hear that song, you already know what time it is. We are on another episode of Coach J's X's and O's. And we're going to go over some stuff for next week based on this. We got another important game. We got to. This is division. So I'm going to show what they need to throw in, what the Bucs should just throw in while they doing. I got the big whiteboard with me today. Okay. So now we're gonna talk about running the ball. All we need to do is just to make sure if we want to throw in some stuff like some ISO because we always get under center. We can run ISO. We can run it out of shotgun. And I'm going to show you how. Pay attention, left wings. This is what you do. Okay? I'm going to motion me an extra guy in. He's just there, just for giggles. It's okay. He's going to be my extra blocker. Make it a zone. Just make it a straight zone. Okay? We're going to go ISO to the right anyway. So we're going to have everybody zone left. Boom. Here we go. He's going to go. He's going to take it up. This guy's going to come right back, and there's probably going to be a backer or somebody out there that moved over right to his lap. He's going to get him right here. Everybody else was zoning. He's going to cut him off. He's going to cut block him if he can. He got to get a hand on him. All we're doing is boom, right here to the races. We're gone. That's it. That's all we have to do. We got Tom in, so we ain't going to even worry about that option right there. But that's all we have to do. Now, next, trap. They're going to have fast guys coming at you. We're going to trap the 3-tech, which you should be familiar with. All we're going to do is we're going to take our time. There's no need to panic. We can still do this. We just got to run the ball more. The tackle's going to take the end. We're going to leave that guy alone. The 3-tech right here, he's the guy we're looking for to blast. Center's going to take this nose. Since there's nobody right here in this gap right here, we're going to make sure that we have this tackle over here, cut him off. He's going to pull, come around, boom. Hit him so hard that his girlfriend feels him for the next 3 birthdays. All we're going to do, he's going to take a jab step, and then he's going to come right here, and he's going to go up the seam and be gone. We're not going to worry about that option right there because Tom is not a runner. But that's all we have to do. Normal stuff. We got to get the ball in these guys' hand. We need to be running zone. Let's get back to the regular zone concepts. Because then this opens the rest. So we're going to have this guy come on this way now. That's okay. We're going the same. We're going to the right. Set, go, boom. That's all they got to do. Zone. Run zone with everything. Because then you're going to start being running zone. And like I always say, once you start running the ball, and I've seen if the Falcons can beat the Panthers, I'm pretty sure you can beat the Panthers, Bucs. I know you can. We're going to start, after we get done running the ball, boom. Now we're going to start play actioning. Now we can do whatever we want to do. He can go here. We can have this guy come here. We can have this guy go straight. He's going to come here. Boom. Look at that. We can do whatever we want to do. But you must establish the run. Defensive-wise, you guys just got to be on point with each other. You just got to talk. If you see some stuff like this happening, don't sit out there and 3 people go. Talk. We got a safety over the top. We got a backer out here. There's 3 of them and there's 3 of y'all. The 4th guy is going to be looking at right here by this guy right here. So we ain't even got to worry about all that. So we ain't got to worry about that. All you got to do is just talk. It's 3 of y'all. 3 of them. Talk. One goes, depending on what coverage you in. He does this, boom, he should be picked up. No excuses this week. No excuses at all. So what I'm going to say to the offense is run the ball. You must establish the run in order to be successful. You must run the ball. You have to. I don't care if you're getting 1 to 2 yards. You still got to run the ball. You cannot go one-dimensional. Don't do that. And that man is an old man quarterback. You're throwing his arm out. Don't do that. Defensive-wise, communicate and talk. Know what you're doing. And just fly around and have fun. And that's all I got to say for y'all on X's and O's today. Back to you, Ruth.
All right, Coach Shay, thank you for breaking down that lovely game plan for next Sunday's game, because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to bounce back against the Carolina Panthers this Sunday for Week 10. Now, we do not have a bye week until late December, so we're going to keep the ball rolling as we face the Los Angeles Rams, which I'm hoping is a win because I cannot stand Jared Goff. I really cannot. So I need Tom Brady to definitely take it to him. Yes, coach, I said it. I'm not a fan of Jared Goff. I'm not drinking the golf juice. We'll talk about that another time. And then afterwards, we have another primetime game coming up. We have the Kansas City Chiefs. So we have the Super Bowl team from last year coming to the Tampa Bay area. Thankfully, we get to have them in the Tampa Bay area, and we do not have to travel to Kansas. But I mean, it seems like we're a pretty great team on the road. So maybe I'm kind of hoping that we were on the road, but we will be facing the Kansas City Chiefs, which is going to really determine whether or not we can hang. Because, I mean, the only loss the Chiefs have is to the Oakland Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders. I got to get used to saying that. The Las Vegas Raiders. And we demolished them in week 6, I believe, 45-20. So I'm hoping that could speak volume. But with what we saw on Sunday night, you never really know, because it just seems like very up in the air with the Tampa Bay Bucs. They need to form some type of consistency. And Rob Gronkowski, where are you at, kid? We need you to show up. We need this dynamic duo to get back on track, because Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, you already know that is a threat. The most, I believe it's the most touchdown passes between any tight end, quarterback duo. That speaks volume. And that, for you, my friends, is our moment of truth. And another thing, the NFL and Roger Goodell is speaking about this playoff format that could possibly be changing with these games, with these regular season games continuing to be postponed or possibly canceled due to COVID. Now, we are having new positive tests happening left and right. We have one in Kansas City that I heard about this morning. I'm not sure exactly who the player is, but there was rumors of a possible positive test in Kansas City. Then we have a positive test happening to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are 8-0. So they have Ben Roethlisberger as well as 2 other players on COVID reserve, and they have to test negative 2 times this week before they are eligible to play against the Cincinnati Bengals this coming Sunday. So COVID is riddling our league right now, and it's kind of inevitable. I mean, we all kind of knew this was happening when you choose not to do a bubble format. So with that being said, the changes for this playoff contingency coming up, instead of 14 teams, we could possibly be having 16 teams to start the playoffs this year. Now, I know that's a big difference from all the years before, but it's 2020. Changes are happening. So just adjust, because we got to do what we got to do right now, because COVID is causing all these changes. And that is our moment of truth. I'm going to bring Coach back into the show so we can give our final thought before we wrap up episode 12 of the Tom Gronkowski Show. Coach, do you have anything you would like to say, add, any questions, any comments, concerns? What you got for me? You're on mute, Coach. Unmute yourself.
All right.
You're back.
Bucs, come on. Play like you've been playing. Not these last 2 games, but before that.
Yeah.
Play for real. There's no time to take any more games off.
Right. Don't be afraid of the limelight. I know it was a Monday night game. All eyes were on you. I know it was a Sunday night game. All eyes on you. But Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski are used to the limelight, or at least they should be.
Yeah.
I mean, they're playing in a different uniform, but same concept. Different teams, same concept. So I'm hoping that the younger guys on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be able to catch up and just show up when it really counts, because that's what's important, is when you show up when it really counts.
That's right. Show up, show out. And remembering, winning isn't everything, okay? It's the only thing. Ooh. It is the only thing. It is the only thing.
Preach.
Get it done. Stop playing.
Winning isn't everything, but in the NFL, it's the only thing.
It's the only thing.
And that is it for us for the Tom Gronkowski Show, episode 12. Thank you for checking us out. If you do not see us live, make sure you catch us on the Sports Fan Base Network, Rhode Island. That is sfbnri.com. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. We are out.